everybody, and welcome. Father Brandon here with you again on this really windy, dusty Saturday. Holy smokes. Well, I guess it's Wednesday when this video is coming out, but I'm riding here on Saturday. But anyways, today I just want to talk a little bit about me. One of my favorite topics, maybe because it's the one topic that I actually know about. But anyways, some of my students had requested that I give my vocation story, the story of how God called me to be a priest. So I guess like any good story, we start from the beginning. And my story, I grew up over on the west side of the state in Arcadia, Wisconsin, kind of halfway between La Crosse and Eau Claire. Really small town, but a great town, Independence, Arcadia, and the surrounding area. And my parents separated when I was really young, but I always had a great relationship with both of them, so love you guys. Shout out to my parents, really cool people, awesome people. But we weren't really a very Catholic family, a very religious family. We didn't go to church very often. We kind of went maybe weddings and funerals and that sort of stuff. Maybe some of you kind of have that experience. But I always went to Catholic school from elementary. It's kind of what you do in a small town. And it was kind of when I got to middle school that I had those kind of first experiences of the faith. So my pastor was the first one to ask me if I ever had thought about being a priest. And there was also another teacher who kind of started asking me those same questions. And I really hadn't thought about it before, what God wanted to do with my life. And I wasn't even sure about this whole religion thing. But I started to think about the faith and the Eucharist and all these wonderful things. And I thought, man, either they're true or they're not. And if they are true, man, my life has got to change. I got to change some stuff. And I mean, by the grace of God, I decided, all right, this stuff is true and I'm going to change and I got to start praying. So I asked my parents if I could go to Mass, and of course they said yes, which is awesome. And I started to pray more seriously about that question that my priest and that teacher had asked me about whether or not God wanted me to become a priest. And so that question eventually led me to the high school seminary that was down in La Crosse at the time, the Holy Cross House of Formation. So I went there my sophomore year of high school, and just a really great opportunity to learn how to pray, to be formed in the faith and kind of the things that I kind of missed while I was in elementary school, and to just be with other men who were thinking about the same thing, that is becoming a priest. And so during that time, God really kind of started to confirm that call in me, and eventually I knew that I was being called on to college seminary. And I eventually discerned that I was going to do that at St. John Vianney College Seminary in St. Paul, Minnesota, at the University of St. Thomas, so all the saints, really great. And there was very much so the same thing, just learning how to pray, that relationship with our Lord, especially in the Eucharist, and being with other men who were trying to be holy and to build each other up. And God really confirmed my call during that time. And the bishop eventually asked me to continue my seminary education at major seminary at the North American College in Rome, and which was also just a really great experience of traveling, seeing Europe, the art, the architecture. I was able to serve Mass for Pope Francis, and believe it or not, I actually studied a little bit. And so I was there for 4 years and ordained a deacon over there. But I came back last summer, summer of 2019, on June 22nd, Bishop Callahan ordained me a priest. Shortly thereafter, I was sent to St. Bronislava Parish and Celli Middle and High School. And my experience of being a priest so far has been just nothing but gift and gratitude. Being able to do God's will and serve His people has been the greatest joy in my life, bring me peace and happiness. And so maybe we can end with that question that I have for you is, what is God calling you to? What is your vocation? Maybe you already know your vocation. Maybe some of you listening are already married, or maybe you're priests, or whatever it might be. But how is God calling you to live your vocation? Some of you might just be students, and God's calling you to live that life of a student as well as possible. But the question is, what is your story? What is your vocation story? What is the story of God's love for you? Anyways, guys, Father Brandon Guenther here. Hope you're doing well. Know my prayers for you all. Take care, and God bless.